What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. So today I'm going to be showing you guys, or at least I'm going to attempt myself and see if it works, to getting a legacy Bitcoin 2 wallet. Why would I want to do such a thing? One, a lot of you guys want to know how to get this done, it sounds like. Two is because there's going to be a Bitcoin Cash 2 fork happening soon. And if you got Bitcoin 2 coins in a legacy wallet, they will be swapped 1-to-1 to Bitcoin Cash 2 as well. So you're going to get doubled up your coins here on another chain. So that's kind of what we're going on here. But we need a legacy wallet address. So I have a fresh install here. I just downloaded, synced up. I don't have any wallet whatsoever. I'm not sure if it matters whether you made one or not. If you already had one, it should be fine. Make sure you always save your wallet DAT file. So here you can see where's my data. I put my data like I do with every other core wallet in my Bitcoin one. So here's my data drive. I come into here, it'll ask where to save it. I create a new folder, data, and that's where I used everything. So this is where everything I have is, and this is where my traditional wallet DAT file would be, but I don't have one yet because I haven't made a wallet. So anyway, we're going to come back into here and we're going to show you how to do this. So the first step here is if you go to their Discord, they actually have a link to how to do this. And that's what we're going to be following here. But they also have a Bitcoin 2 config file. Now, I never recommend to download a config file and paste it into your own, but you can take a look at it. And I'm going to look at it for you guys in this case. So I did download it myself, and we'll just have a quick peek on what it looks like. So if I open it up, this is it right here. So we can see all that's in here is this line. So depreciated RPC equals create underscore BDB. Now let's just go up and scroll up here, and we're just going to look at the exact instructions on how to do this. And this is what we're going to do ourselves on how to do it. So there is 12 steps, I guess 14 steps if you get your private keys and everything from here. So we're going to start at step one. First, we got to open our Bitcoin 2 wallet data. So here you can see if you're using Windows like I am, it's in your users, then your username, app data, local, Bitcoin 2. So you're going to want to navigate to this line here. If you are in Mac, follow these lines right here. Are you looking for ASIC miners but just not sure who to trust? From most popular brands to bestsellers to miners of the week and even deals of the moment, ASIC Mining Central has you covered to the cheapest prices out of any ASIC website, as well as import fees will be low with low tax with DDP or invoice, and code RABID will grant you an additional $50 off your order. Head on over to ASIC Mining Central today for all your ASIC mining needs. Links down in the description. Now back to our regular scheduled program. So we're going to navigate into my C drive here. We're going to go to users. We're going to go to our rig name, whatever you have your workstation type called. Mine is rig 3. And now we're going to find app data. Now here you can see it's a finer folder, which means it's hidden. If you don't see, a lot of these things like, I guess, app data and contacts, and there should be some other ones in here. Anyway, I guess whatever. Don't worry. If you don't see them, you're going to have to actually allow access to see all of these folders. So hidden folders and everything. So in order to do that, I think you just come into view here, and here you can see hidden items. So just uncheck that. It is gone. Click it again. Here we have our hidden items. So that's all you really got to do here is come into here, view hidden items. Now this is for Windows 10, which is what this PC is running in. So anyway, we're going to come into our app data, go into our local, I believe, and then we're going to look for Bitcoin 2. So I might not have it yet because I haven't done anything. Let's just double check here. Local Bitcoin 2. Yeah, local Bitcoin 2. So I might not have it in here yet because I haven't set up any type of wallets or anything. So I might actually have to set up my wallet first and then do it here. So I just want to double check, make sure no Bitcoin 2 is in here. It should all be in alphabetical order. So yeah, I don't see it here. So nothing here under backup. So I'm going to make a wallet and then we're going to take a look at this. All right, guys. So I kind of figured out, and I'm always glad when these little bugs emerge because a lot of you guys will be looking for stuff and can't find it. So I couldn't find it because I actually set my data folder right here. So we're just going to run through everything again. So if you go to your C, just like it says, you go to users, rig 3, app data, then we go to local, and we should see Bitcoin 2 config and stuff in here. So there's no Bitcoin 2 here. If we scroll down, there's nothing in the files and stuff. That's okay. So we're going to come back into here. I'm going to go to my Bitcoin 2 and back into my data and nothing going on. So I'm going to open up my actual wallet, which we can see right here, and click on, I can't remember what it was. Let's just find it here. Is it console? No, it's not console. We're going to click on settings, encrypt, options. All right, so we go into settings, options here, and we're going to open configuration file. Yes, blah, blah. We're going to continue, and I'm just simply going to save as, or I can just hit the save button. I'll just go file, save, done, and then I'm going to close it out, and then okay, exit, and now we can see, oops, I closed the whole wallet down. But we can see now we have a Bitcoin 2 config file. So for this part, we're going to open this up and edit this. We're going to edit our config file. Here it is. And we got to add in this line. So right click on it, open the bitcoin2.config file and open with Notepad, which we got here. In the configuration file, paste this right here. So because I'm remoted into a different PC, I don't think it'll paste this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Copy, and then we're going to come into here, and I might have to just put it all in manually. Yeah, that's my Bitcoin address for this or something. So I'm actually going to have to put that command in manually. All right, so we have that put in here. So we're going to now file. We're going to save this file like so. So we have that into our config. I'm just going to close it, and now we will open it back up again, edit it, and you can see it is right there in our Bitcoin 2 config file. So next up, we're going to go to the next steps here. Save file type, choose all files. We did that. It's already as the config because I have it that way. We edited the actual config file. Now let's just run through that because sometimes you could mess things up. So if you come into here and you edit this, right now it will work. But if you go file, save, by default, actually go save as, by default, text will not work. So this is what they mean by go to all files. And if it doesn't make the config file, you might have to come into here and put .conf to make that the actual config file. But we can see it is a config file right here, so we're good to go. But make sure you have it under all files, not text files, because that'll just be a text document and it will not work for this intended purpose. So we're all good here. That is good. Moving on to the next steps here. Rename it. Okay, we got it as the right name and everything. It renamed itself. Shut down Bitcoin Core, which we already did. Wait 5+ seconds, then restart it. So now we're going to restart our core wallet here, and then we're going to open the console, Control T, or we can just open it directly in the actual wallet here. So I'm just going to come back. We're going to open Bitcoin QT here, and I'm just going to come into settings, window, console, same thing, Control T. So I'm going to come into the console, and now we got to put in some more commands. It'll be a lot easier because you'll just be copy and pasting it probably from here or the video or the description. Unless you're on a different computer, then you'll be typing it in like I'm doing because I am remoted in to kind of like a server PC that I use for these things, not my main PC. So now we're going to go into there and put in paste. We're going to put create wallet, this legacy. We can see quotations, false, space, and it looks like quotation, false, false. So this is pretty much the line we're going to want in. Now, in a perfect world, you'll just copy, paste that in, but I'm going to have to type it all in. So here, I think I have the command here. So create wallet, space, quotations, and then this will actually be the name of the wallet you are creating. So in this case, it's going to be BC2 legacy, quotations, space, false, space, false, space, then quotation, space, false, then I should hit enter in this case. So executing command, Rabid one wallet, create wallet. Here we can see name BC2 legacy. So this is what I want to make. So I'm just going to copy this. So when I make it, it's in there. Empty string password, not being encrypted, yada, yada, yada. All right. So everything is there. So now we're going to come in and create our wallet. So our label is going to be the same thing that we named our wallet, BC2 legacy. And we're going to put this on. Make sure you are under base 58 legacy like so. And then we're going to create a new receiving address under that same name. So we're going to copy this address. There we go. So now we have our new address. This should be a legacy address. As we can see, it's starting with 13CS instead of BC1. If we put in my original one, we can see it's BC1. And then this wallet address is starting with 13CS. So we're all done there. Next, we're going to come back into our console again. And now to get your private keys and stuff, you're going to put dump private key. It'll pop up here, put in a space, and then paste in your legacy Bitcoin address, and it will give you your private key, and it'll say only legacy wallets are supported by this command. So why am I only getting that? Because it should be a legacy wallet. Interesting. So I'm going to try it with a fresh new wallet. So what I did here is I went to my wallet.dat file. I copied out my data, put it in my normal folder here, and I went in the data and I deleted my Rabid one. So now I'm like coming in like I've never done this yet. Even though I do have my config file, we can see it is having our command in there. So everything is good. I'm going to try this now from scratch with no wallets involved, and then now see if it works, because maybe it does have to be fresh. All right, guys, so there it did work. It looks like you do have to use a fresh install, no wallet or anything involved here. So now we see we do have my private key dumped. Obviously, it's blurred out and stuff, so you can't see it, but we're not getting any errors. So that is the case here. So now if I come back into here, I can see I do have my traditional. Here's my legacy wallet with my address, nothing in there. So it's recommended, remember, back up your wallet.dat file, put it on a USB drive somewhere else if you already have a wallet. That way you are starting fresh for a brand new wallet, or just install the latest node on a different PC or something and do the same setup process from scratch. One more thing I do want to point out is when you're actually running into your command, so this one right here, for your legacy wallet, this isn't actually the name. Earlier I said this is the name of your wallet. That's not the case. You can actually name this whatever the heck you want, and then just make sure you also name the other one. That does not matter in that case, because I did use two different scenarios and names for that. But here we can see legacy wallet BC2 is 100% working. Private keys are dumped. Hopefully this helped you get up and running in Windows to get your legacy wallet address. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.